Hello, I'm Peter Reynolds. I'm an industry analyst for ARC Advisory Group. Today we have Moe Tanabian, and Moe is the CEO and founder of IntuigenceAI. Moe, thanks for being with us today.
Thanks for having me, Peter.
Moe, why don't you tell us a little bit about IntuigenceAI, your vision for your products and services?
Of course. So IntuigenceAI is a company that is founded based on a simple vision that our technology has reached a tipping point. It reached a few years ago that we can start thinking about virtual colleagues and teammates. Obviously, our focus is industrial operations and manufacturing, but we have taken this new set of capabilities and we have built a set of synthetic engineers. We have a synthetic AI-based chemical engineer, a synthetic AI-based mechanical engineer, and we're now training our third one, which is an AI-based synthetic electrical and instrumentation engineer. These are beyond just a chatbot. Under the hood, each of these engineers are composed of between 15 to 20 different models that they work together as a multi-agent system. And we did something really unique, which we put a persona on top of it. And this persona can attend Zoom calls, can attend Teams calls. So, and that's very liberating for a field worker, because you go to the field, you want to manipulate the physical world. You want to troubleshoot a pump. Something is going on. You have your rugged headset on, you have your phone in your pocket. Now you can get our AI mechanical engineer on the call. And our AI mechanical engineer has certain unique capabilities that are superhuman. It has real-time access to all of the plant's data, all equipments, time series. It knows the plant configuration from having read and parsed PNIDs. It has access to SAP or other systems of record. So it knows what happened to this pump 3 years ago, or how, if we have experienced similar issues with similar classes of pump, how we fixed it. Let's say the pump, the flow rate has dropped. And it knows typically for this issue, a gasket is leaking. How do we replace that gasket? It references all of the documents for manufacturers for this particular pump, walks the technician or the maintenance engineer step by step. And all of this happens in 2 minutes, 3 minutes. That is something, software tool that we've never had before.
So, okay, let's touch upon that a little bit. So many companies or folks that are experts in the field say, we've been doing neural networks for 15 or 20 years, and we can do reinforcement learning on time series data. So what makes this technology so unique? Like, how is it changing those workflows?
So we have used AI and various forms of machine learning in the past, but there are certain new capabilities, and the first one is reasoning. You can literally, if you and I are troubleshooting something together, I can count on your reasoning capabilities to help me walk through different situations, test different things, and arrive to a certain conclusion. That didn't exist even 2 years ago. Reasoning models are very new. That's the first thing. Then the other thing is the integration of a bunch of unique and disparate capabilities into one individual synthetic form. And that also didn't exist. We brought it together. The best form of AI right now we have is a chatbot. Chatbot is for a laptop, it's for a desktop, it's for the back office. When you're in the field, good luck with chatbots. You have gloves on, you have grease on your fingertips, and there is no way you can go get behind a laptop to ask questions. But if you have an AI colleague, a team member, a teammate, that you can ask questions, it can reason, and it can go fetch data in real time from various parts of your data sources and come back with meaningful insights that we've never had before.
Very interesting. Okay, let's talk a little bit about capturing institutional knowledge, right? There's textbooks and manuals in the engineering office, and operations have simulators to help them understand complex processes, and we have operations manuals that capture that knowledge over time. Is that actually changing for
Absolutely, huge time. So we have trained our AI synthetic engineers to PhD level. We partnered with some of the leading universities in the nation, and we asked them, how do you train your chemical engineers in undergrad? Master's degree, PhD. We got the curriculum, we licensed that data, we trained them at PhD level. Then, for example, our chemical engineer, we further trained them to a set of new sources of knowledge. For chemical engineering, for example, Perry's Handbook. Then we deploy it for the customer, and we can, like a new hire, they learn the plant's configuration, they learn the time series, they learn about what's in the system of record, SAP, they learn about all the SOPs and all of that. Now, this is a chemical engineer. The very same way, and this came from our customer, said, we have senior engineers that are retiring. Can we use the same training pipeline that you have, if you will, for AI to train an AI, a digital version of this senior engineer who's retiring, or expats, they leave, and after 3, 4, 5, 10 years, they leave back, go back to their country. And then we said, yes, absolutely. It's the same basically AI training pipeline. In fact, the first time it started, there was a senior engineer, chief engineer for one of the largest oil and gas operators. His first name is Doug. And we started basically digitizing Doug. And as a result, we called this capability in our company Digital Doc. So it's codenamed Digital Doc. We have Digital Doc basically, if I want to capture Peter's knowledge about certain things, our AI engineers will interview you. Our AI engineers will interview you. Humans set it up, the questions and all of that. They interview, they capture your knowledge, transcribe it. Then we take those transcriptions structure them into a set of step-by-step, how to do RCA for compressors, how to do FMEA for in this kind of, and all of a sudden, we have a digital Peter that can perpetually attend calls. Even Peter, you might go back to Fiji and have fun on your island, but digital Peter is always present to answer questions.
Amazing. Okay.
It's incredible.
All right. Now, I do have to talk about one other thing. I've got questions. So it sounds like you can integrate into existing, training and development. You've just talked a little bit about that. But there's one thing that keeps coming up time and time again, and that's trust. How are you addressing the trust factor?
That's a great question. So LLMs, which is this new wonderful tool that we have discovered and we've built and we've developed as an industry, are statistical models. Statistical models, by definition, they don't give deterministic output.
True.
And we call it hallucination. The way you create a deterministic ground truth is by building a knowledge graph. So when we start onboarding a plant, whether it's the parsing PNIDs or tapping into time series or various SOPs and documents or tribal knowledge, we put all of that into a data model. We call it the industrial knowledge graph. And that industrial knowledge graph we created per plant, that is deterministic. You always know if you're looking for something, if it doesn't exist, you come back and say, I don't have it. With putting our synthetic AI engineers, our chemical, mechanical, or electrical engineer, on top of this knowledge graph, we become completely deterministic. That determinism creates trust because we've virtually eliminated hallucination.
Very good. Okay. All right. I want to talk a little bit about the future. And certainly this is a very complex environment. Operators in different industries, whether they're sitting at a console or a stand-up station and they've got an assembly line, it's very dependent on real engineers today, right? They make phone calls, the product doesn't move, they've got a temperature that they don't quite understand. Something goes wrong with an actual process. So how are synthetic AI engineers going to reshape the future? Mo, what's coming next?
So our synthetic AI engineers can execute workflows. And they learn from various sources how to do FMEA, how to do root cause analysis, how to do mass energy balance, how to do isolation planning, all of that. But we always have human in the loop. Always. In fact, the reason our company is called Intuigence, it's a combination of intuition and intelligence. Intuition always comes from the human. Intelligence, raw intelligence, can come from the AI. But the combination is the powerful magic. The way we solve that problem is we always have a human in the loop to validate, to audit, to make sure that those corner cases that they can never always cover across the board are basically handled by human wisdom and human judgment.
Very good. Well, Moe, we are very interested in watching you progress over the next several years. Thanks for being with us.
Of course, we have a vision to build 1 billion engineers, synthetic engineers,
Wow.
on the planet. Today's world has been built by 30 million engineers.
Yeah.
Imagine if we had 1 billion. The world would become a lot better place, and we're building that world. Thank you for having me.
Very good. Thanks, Moe. We've been speaking with Moe Tanabian. Moe is CEO and founder of IntuigenceAI. Thanks for watching.